Song's got me bopping. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of the King K Games channel. My name is Kaye. It is good to have you with us today. Today we are in America. I have 3 runs planned out for today. The first one is my newly favorite American train, the Arrow, starting off in Hoboken and taking a trip out to Summit, New Jersey. And the second line will be on the Harlem line, Metro North Railroad, jumping in that M3. We will be starting in North White Plains and heading out to Grand Central Terminal. It is a line that is dear to my heart. I grew up on this line and I love it for the nostalgia purpose alone. And the final run we will have will be off of the Northeast Corridor. We are hopping in the Acela Express train, starting in Trenton and heading out to New York Penn Station. But without further ado, I actually have the game loaded and ready to go. So we'll just jump right into it. And here we are in Hoboken. Just gonna get the train set up. Turn on some safety systems. I'm not sure what else I need in here, if anything. Hopefully that's all I need to turn on. Hop in the cab. Just gonna crack this window open. Gonna insert the plug and cutoff valve will be in as we hit a brakes pipe. Next, I'm gonna turn on my lights. I'm just gonna use the button, and I'm gonna see if I need anything else here. At the same time, I'm going to open the doors. And that really bugs me. How in the world is this an option? Like, why are they getting off right where the driver is? I really cannot believe that for the life of me. What happens if I close this? They still get off. That is unheard of. I'm just gonna finish making sure I have everything I need. Blur the fuses on. I'll turn that on. Do I need this? We'll keep that in manual. I'll turn my lights on. And we should be go. Okay, let's lock the doors. And off to Meadows. Just gonna release the brakes. Distant forward. 15 miles leaving the platform. As we leave Hoboken. Small note, this is not an actual reverser. I don't know what they would call this, a master switcher, but it's definitely not a standard reverser. As we traverse the yards in Hoboken, couple of 46s waiting. Assuming for me to leave, we should be veering to the right. I really love the bounce in this train when you hit the joints. You don't get this in all the trains in Train Sim World, but I'm really glad it's on this one because I really like this train. It continues with that old time clunky feel. I feel like I just need to bounce with it on all the points. Like this, that looks cool, doesn't it? Like, looks like I'm actually in the cab. I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, and we can now get up to 30. Well, not now, but we should be getting up to 30 pretty soon. Somewhere around the Bergen Tunnel. It's always so slow coming out of here. And we can now get up to 30. Just gonna put some more power. It's too early to hop out, although I would love to see the skyline of New York City. It's never too early to hop out. I'm hopping out. Such a beautiful city. It's always good to come home. See the alert goes off. A very artsy shot, and I don't know when they're gonna fix that actual, I don't know what that is, a flare, whatever that was, but it feels off. I don't quite know what that's supposed to be. Light refracting off of the glass before you go into the tunnel. I have no idea, but to me, it needs to be fixed. Between that and the camera shots, the angles are constantly messing up. When I don't think it was this bad in Train Sim World 5. Now the angles look horrible to me. .2 miles to a station that has no business in this game. I'm from this area and I have never heard of Meadows. And on top of that, it's only big enough for one car. I almost wonder if they told Dovetail to put it into the game because it's probably an New Jersey transit facility and they wanted the exposure. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But there literally is no reason for that. I wouldn't even call it a station. For that single platform to be entertained by trains leaving Hoboken. $7,000 feet to Meadows. I'm just itching to let loose. I'm actually gonna hop out here. I love aesthetics. And we can now get up to 75. Dying to put some speed in. And there we go. It's going to be short-lived though. We have to stop in 4,000 feet. It's just a taste. All I want is a taste. As we are 3,000 feet away from our first stop, Meadows. Just gonna start braking a little bit as we get closer here. One car platform length. I really don't think it matters which car it is, but we'll try to shoot for the first car. Just gonna get down to a approachable speed as we are now 600 feet away. And I did not hear any announcements. I mean, this is an actual station, or is it not? I'm gonna have to keep a listen out for that at Newark Broad. But this is Meadows. Doors opening on the right. And we are actually early. So I am going to take a little tour of this area. It's really weird. It's a very big car park. For this one building here. Very big car park. As you see New York in the background over there. Looks like a pretty big park on that side. What's on this side? This is probably the main building. It's probably got a station because there's literally nothing else over here. No, I stand corrected. My original thought was it was a train yard, and it's probably for the employees to get to. Easier access. It's a very big train yard here. It's actually pretty good that it's, you know, nice and detailed. I wonder what that building is. It's pretty cool. I know that bridge. It's not the Gothels. I think that's the bridge that goes to Jersey City. Not sure. What is this? 45? AP 45 leaving. Leaving pretty fast. Let's see what our situation is. I think that's a pretty good stop job. Dead center. Although if I stopped a little bit further up, I could have got possibly 2 cars on. Sorry, hit the wrong button. And we are clear to depart. Actually, wait now. How do we go from early to late just like that? All right, let's see if we can make up some of this time. Next stop is Newark Broad. And we can get up to 75. .8 miles. We're actually locked in at 45. Just gonna hit the acknowledgement. Let's take a look at Jersey. Still train yard. That's a lot of real estate. Or just trains, no pun intended. Where's that going? I believe that's going to Secaucus. As we meet up with the Northeast Corridor. I-95 above us. As we cross under the Northeast Corridor here. Let's hop back in. Probably cost us some time, but I wanted to hop out. Loving the sounds on these points. just under 9,000 feet to Newark Broad Street. As we drop down to 30, across the river right before Newark Broad Street. We have a yellow. Understanding the signaling system can be a little bit tricky when it comes to American routes. But if you just think of one rule when looking at these aspects, if it's red, but it still has a yellow or a green, it's yellow or green. All right, it just means a certain level of speed you can't go or can go. So just think of it that way. If it's all red, it's red, obviously.
The next station stop is Newark Broad Street. When leaving the train, please watch the gap.
Okay, got our first announcements at a real station. I always notice American trains blow their horns roughly about a mile out. I mean, that wasn't a mile, but this is Newark Broad. Doors will be opening on the left, and people will exit on the left, which makes no sense to me whatsoever.
This station stop is Newark Broad Street.
Now everybody's shy. They don't want to get on a train with me. All right, well, doors are closing. Listen to brakes and adding power. Next stop is East Orange. This is the 421 service leaving Hoboken to Gladstone. We will be going as far as Summit today. It would have been cool if they actually included the Gladstone line. Just like it also would have been cool if they included the rest of the Morristown line, which goes all the way out to Hackettstown, which I believe is just about right before the Delaware River that crosses into Pennsylvania. So it's right on the border. But out to Dover is still pretty lengthy. Um, I want to say it's still an hour and close to an hour and a half. If you do the full run, obviously not in the Arrow. The Arrow does not go all the way out there. But if you are in the AOP 45, 46, it definitely would be like about an hour. And I'm not paying attention, forgive me. As we hit them points, I should be doing this, I'm sorry. Looks like a 45 we just passed. I really love that train. It's one of my home trains. Maybe not the Morristown line, but those double-decker ALP 45s or 46 I can take home on my line. I actually live on the Bergen line. But it's still fun to see your actual train in this game.
The next station stop is East Orange.
East
When
Orange is
leaving the
next.
train, please watch the gas.
50% braking. Plenty. Doors will be opening on the right. This is East Orange. We are in the oranges. Sometimes that feels weird to say. Oh, where you from? Oh, I'm from the oranges. There's some weird names in the UK as well.
This station stop is East Orange.
There's literally a town called Bat and Ball. Doors are closing. Set up a little flyaway shot. Should have. It's ready. It's pretty cool. Get myself off the screen. Oh, just in time. She would have ran me over. Ugh, these cameras, man. Dude with the ponytail. Come on, guy. Such a beautiful train, man. So glad they included this.
Brick Church. When leaving the train, please watch the gas.
And just like that, we're at Brick Church. Doors will be opening on the right. This is Brick Church.
This station stop is Brick Church.
Set up for flyaway. I'll go outside the fence this time so they can't hit me. Right, doors are closing on the right. It's the brakes. And applying power. Such a beautiful train, man. It's so old school, but still so classic. Sounds good. This is clearly my #1 new American train. It used to be the ALP 46. I still like it. But this just feels more like me.
The next station stop is Orange. When leaving the train, please watch the gas.
This is Orange. Orange. For those that speak Spanish, naranjas. Another arrow to the left. It's weird how these bounce over those platform crossovers. This is Orange.
This station stop is Orange.
Flyovers, flyovers, flyovers. It's closing on the right. Okay. Releasing the brakes and applying power. Will that be a nice beefy horn? It's cool when you can fall in love all over again.
The next station stop is Highland Avenue.
I really love this train. I know I keep saying it, but I really do. This is Highland Avenue. Doors are opening on the left, on the right. Excuse me.
Please stand back from the yellow line. Watch the gap between the train and the platform.
This station stop is Highland Avenue.
Didn't mean to do that. Doors opening on the right. What's over here? Oh. Street. It's a pretty cool shot right there. Okay, releasing the brakes. and applying power. Next stop is Mountain.
The next station stop is Mountain Station. When leaving the train, please watch the gas.
This is Mountain. Doors are opening on the right, as usual.
This station stop is Mountain Station.
That lady was confused. Okay, doors are closing. Releasing the brakes. And applying power. Next stop is South Orange. South Orange. Should be South Orange. And then Maplewood.
The next station stop is South Orange. When leaving the train, please watch the gap.
And then I believe Milburn. Doors will be opening on the left. I want to see how many people actually get on where the driver is, because that door should just be locked. Like, I don't even know why Dovetail even has that as an option.
This station stop is South Orange.
Hi. Like, the driver should be protected at all times. I don't understand. And then on top of that, they have no feet. I don't know if you've seen that, but they literally got on the train and had no feet. Closing them. Okay, releasing the brakes. Applying power. Next stop is Maplewood. I gotta hit the points. It actually feels cool with the butt kicker. You hit the points, butt kicker. I'm gonna hop outside for a little. Why would you put me behind a tree? Chase you down, bro. Foliage is really beautiful. Stop coming up. I was gonna explore a little bit. Thought I had more time. This is Maplewood.
This station stop is Maplewood.
Hi. They couldn't even wait for me to open the door. Jeez. Are they in a hurry? What's the rush, lady? Look at this guy. No feet. Now let's look. No feet. No feet. That guy just disappeared. He went to heaven, I guess. I don't know. I'm closing him. No feet. Milburn's next. I can definitely get out Milburn. Matter of fact, let's do it now. Don't put me in the trees. Trees. Race you. Thousand feet to Milburn. Should be Milburn and Summit, which should be our final
The next station
destination.
stop is Milburn. When leaving the train, please watch the gap.
This is Milburn. Watch the gap as you leave the train. There's really no reason for us to have to go all the way to the edge of this platform. It's plenty of platform. I don't know why they timed it out like that. Look at all that extra platform. That's a cool shot, actually. All right, doors are closing. And departed. Short Hills is next. Almost forgot about Short Hills. It's beautiful. Simply beautiful.
The next station stop is Short Hills. When leaving the train, please watch the gas.
This is Short Hills. Watch your step leaving the train. If you're heading to the mall, let me know. Pick me up something.
This station stop is Short Hills.
Oh, you guys are not making that train. Sorry, brother. I'm closing the doors. I got a time to keep. Time to keep. Tick tock, tick tock. I'll scare you on the way out too. Next stop is Summit. I'm sorry, that is just clean. It is simple and untouchable. There's nothing complex about this train, and simple is always best. Nothing complex at all. Look at that. It's just a work of art. It's like Picasso. So keep sticking me behind the trees. 5,000 feet to summit, which will be the last stop on this train. As we have a yellow. Just gonna drop down a little more. We'll coast at 30.
The next station stop is Summit. When leaving the train, please watch the gap.
This is Summit. And we have a red aspect at the end of this platform. But this is our final stop anyway, so we'll coast in under 15. Open the doors.
This station stop is Summit.
And that will do it for the Morristown line using the arrow. I actually had fun with that. Anytime we use I use the arrow, I always want to stay on it and wish it actually went to Dover, you know? Like I want to continue to have fun. There's still about at least 20 more minutes worth of fun that you can still have on this line, and it doesn't go out to Dover. And I really wish it did, but it doesn't. So we'll jump into the next one. We will actually be starting in North White Plains and making our way down to Grand Central Terminal. And I am a fan of nostalgia, so I will be jumping in the M3A. Just looks better to me. I think we'll do a midday service. Actually, mid-evening service. Heading back to Grand Central Terminal. In the M3. All right, and here we are, just outside of North White Plains. I'm going to insert the master key. And I'm going to put my reverser into forward. And the master controller into max brake. So I can pipe the brake. As you can see, the needle's moving. I'm gonna pop on my headlights. And it doesn't look like I'm picking up passengers today, so this will be an express run. Unfortunately. As we take a look at this beautiful old M3A. It's quite long. I would probably say this is 10 cars. As we slowly enter North White Plains Station. Full station. Just gonna post up right there. Pretty sure one of these trains are waiting for me to leave. Growing up as a kid, this was one of the main trains that I frequently took. Growing up in the Bronx. It is just as I remember it. And we are really long. As both trains start to leave. And we can now get up to 50. "23 miles to Grand Central Terminal." Not quite sure what the difference is between a terminal and a station. I want to say when I was a kid, it was called Grand Central Station. But since then, I know they've added, I want to say, 8 new platforms to accommodate Long Island Railroad. So now Long Island Railroad actually stops at Grand Central Terminal. I don't believe it used to. In the heart of Midtown Manhattan. Watch your toes. And we can now get back up to 65. As soon as the end of the train clears. There we go. Love me a nice beefy horn. Stand by on that yellow line, please. As we travel through Westchester County, on our way to the Bronx. Which is the best borough in the New York City area. "19 miles to Grand Central Terminal. We are in the M3A Metro North Railroad on the Harlem line. Traveling to Grand Central Terminal. This unit may be old, but I really do like it. I'm not a fan of the M7s and the M9s like they use on Long Island Railroad, but I really do like these. Flashing green means I can still travel at track speed, but at some point I will have to come down. Gonna get up to 55. Up outside. Such a long train. With this train so long, there's no way this could actually be a service. Some of these platforms are only 3 car lengths long. You'll see some of them as we pass it. Still working with greens. This is an express service to Grand Central Terminal. I do like the way the 7s whine, that little sound it makes. I do like that. Kind of reminds me of the Zero trains out in the UK. That's our version of the Zero trains. 700s, 350s, 450s. They all make that little noise. That's our version, US version of a Zero train. I like it, I really do. Some things stand out, and that's one of them. Also, the click of this controller just reminds me of my youth, taking the New York City subways. And if you were fortunate enough the actual drivers would leave the door open while they're driving. So they would literally leave this door open, and you can see them while they're driving, and you can just hear all the clicking from this thing. Like, I remember as a kid taking the number 7 train out to Shea Stadium. And back then, we had Redbird trains. And they were called Redbird trains because that was their name. But they were also red. Like, they were literally red. And the trains were always crowded, especially from Mets games going out to Queens. And I remember as a kid looking out the window that's right about here where this door is, and hearing the clicking of the driver, and also seeing a massive Shea Stadium looming from small to big as you get closer to it. And it was the greatest thing I could have seen as a kid. Like, it's what made me more of a Mets fan as a kid. You know, yes, I'm from the Bronx, and a lot of people will say, "Well, why didn't you become a Yankee fan?" Because I don't want to be a Yankee fan. Like, everybody's a Yankee fan. Where's the fun in that? All right, so they won 28 titles. How many of that did you actually see? Because I've only seen about 3. And if you look at it that way, they've only won 3 or 4 titles in my lifetime. And I've actually gotten to see the Mets win 1. So they're not that superior to the Mets. Although there could be a change of the guard coming up. You know, we have an actual owner who actually wants to win, and he's dedicated to getting the players that he wants. But they gotta produce. Like, they can't be on the field and just collecting a paycheck. They have to produce. As I'm speeding, talking, not paying attention. We are just outside of the borough of the Bronx. Not quite yet, but it's about a stop or 2 away. "11 miles to Grand Central Terminal." As the track speed goes back up. I keep forgetting this is a long train. So this signaling system is actually quite unique, and I think only the Northeast. I don't want to say Northeast corridor trains, but all the most of the trains off the East Coast, from like New York to Connecticut, possibly because Metro North goes to Connecticut. They run off of Access and ATC, which is a little different than the signaling that I'm used to. You know, 'cause I do a lot of UK trains, and they have this lettering system. I don't know if you can see it, where it's like N and L, M, R, and S to the left of my speedometer and track speed. And they pretty much have miles per hour ranges that you need to be in. And if you're not within that range, that's when access comes on and starts beeping. But as long as you're in that range with whatever letter it is, you should be fine. Like I believe N is pretty much full. Like you can open it all the way up. R is pretty close to cautious. And we are in the Bronx. I believe we just passed Fordham Road. As it starts to rain. Next station should be Tremont, which should be a small, probably 2-car station, if I remember. We're not stopping, I'm just remembering. Right now we're under caution. I don't know if you can see it, but the letters keep changing as we pass Tremont. Yeah, right now we're on L, and it's under the 60. Just gonna cruise at 45. As long as I don't see any reds, we're good. I'm just gonna stay at 45-ish. As we approach my childhood home, this should be Melrose Station right here. Another quick one. This is Melrose. Next stop will be Harlem 125. We're not stopping, but that will be the next station. As we pass by my elementary school, to the right, I'll hop out. Right there, this is my elementary school. Well, used to be. And to the left, my high school. My high school is right down that block. Yankee Stadium is down that way. As we pass by an M7. And I should be braking because this bridge is 35. Good, I'm under. Nice sunset going on over there. As we cross over into Manhattan, I'm gonna go on this side. Turn that light off. Welcome to Harlem. Was it me or was that train right on my ass? Harlem 125th Street. Next stop is Grand Central. Such a beautiful unit. As we travel down Park Ave. Still on green. Three miles to our destination, Grand Central Terminal, track 28. .3 miles to track 28. As we travel under Park Avenue. Grand Central Terminal is under Park Avenue. 42nd Street and Park Avenue, to be exact. As we come up on our yellow, I'm just gonna slight brake here, casually come down. Cannot enter Grand Central Terminal faster than 10 miles per hour. I believe that's the rule for Atlantic Terminal as well. I believe Penn Station is 15. But at Atlantic Terminal in Brooklyn, which is where Long Island Railroad comes in as well, is also 10 miles an hour. Penn Station is 15. As you can see, the M is lit. And I am already under that cautionary speed, which we will have to get down more within 700 feet. So I'm just going to add a little more braking. And we're coasting. As we come up on a red. Just gonna coast up to the light. Hoping that it changes before I get there. It's probably that train that's passing. I may have to stop. We'll stop. And now it's yellow. So controllers don't want to shift when I want it to. Track 28 is our destination. We are on creep mode for the next 3,000 feet. As we approach Grand Central Terminal. And now we are on an uphill gradient. So I will have to apply more speed just to keep close to the 10 miles an hour, which is already slow. All these red lights, you're never sure which one is yours. But as long as I see green, it's a green light. It's one rule I've learned with American signaling. You can have 3 lights. If 2 of them are red and 1 is yellow or green, it means you can go. If they're all red, then it's red. There's just different levels of speed you can go with those combinations. And that's the best way to think of it if you're ever driving American sim. Whether it's a dwarf signal or a full, as long as you keep that in mind, you should be okay. This is Grand Central Terminal, track 28. The doors will be opening on the left. Welcome to New York City. I've never actually looked at this terminal. See what it looks like while we wait. Looks like that's nothing. Are you allowed to go up the stairs? Oh, you are. Nice. Excuse me, lady. I didn't realize how far this thing went over. Track 39. Oh, this is cool. I didn't realize it could go this far over. As you see, the M7. It's not a bad unit. I just like the older version. It's a very modern unit. And they used the 9s on the Long Island Railroad. My only concern is this station looks really dark. Like, it should be a little more brighter. Just knowing what this station looks like IRL. Excuse me, lady. That's not our train. That's how a train. People waiting. This really is a big station. How did I get this high up? It won't let me down. Sorry. They didn't tell me to open the doors, so you're just gonna have to wait. And that's that. North White Plains to Grand Central Terminal in the M3. It's very nostalgic for me. I enjoyed it, even though we didn't make any stops. And I actually had fun. Okay, so sticking with our theme or East Coast American train simming, I was gonna hop in the AOP 46 on the Dover to New York Penn Station line, but we kind of just did that with the Arrow, so I'm just gonna switch it up a little bit. And we'll travel on the Northeast Corridor. Only this time, we will hop into the Acela. Get a high-speed run out of this. And we'll pick a... Yeah, this... Yeah, midday. Midday's fine. Leaving Trenton, New Jersey. Heading out to New York Penn Station. Here we go. Hopefully I remember how to drive this thing. It's definitely been a while. All right, so here we are in the Acela. Just trying to remember where my... There we go. Okay. That'll forward. Up on my headlights. Turn on my instrument lights. And we'll hop outside and open the doors. There's no rush. There's no one on the platform. All right. Make sure I'm set up here. Just trying to remember if I have everything right. What's this? Actually, I'll put those in manual. Where's my horn? Speed set. And I'll put that at 30 for now. All right, we are clear to depart. Let's get the doors closed. And set up a flyaway. All right, releasing the brakes and applying power. All right, line speed is 135 miles per hour. We are getting up to 110. We'll park that at 107 for now. I feel like it's too bright in this cab. Next stop is Newark, Penn Station. Newark, Penn Station. Should be the only stop in New Jersey before we go to New York, Penn Station. All right, and we are clear for the full line speed. Don't quite remember what my shortcut is for the cruise control, so I'm gonna have to do it manually. 130. I'm gonna hop outside before it actually gets too fast for the camera. And that's already too fast. I have not yet seen the new Acela trains. They're supposed to be even faster than these. I have been in one of these before. I've taken it down to DC, business class. It's quite comfortable. Of course, this is one of the fastest trains we have in America. I don't think there's many, but it's quite comfortable. I know they're rolling out some new Amtrak trains pretty soon. I think early next year, 2026. I can't wait for those. Those actually look really, really clean. Like they look comfortable, way more comfortable than the ones we have now. I think they're called Amtrak Aero, Airo, Aero. Cascades. I know the Cascades are rolling out. Overall, there are some big things happening with American trains that should have happened a long time ago, and I'm here for it. I just wish we had it a long time ago. Track speed is 150, and we are clear for 150. So I'm gonna apply some more power. Watch this bad boy get up. 38 miles to Newark, Penn Station. Newark, Penn Station. As we pass by a ALP 45. $37 miles. See if I can actually get a good camera shot. That's a no. $34 miles to Newark, Penn Station. Another 46. Haven't seen any Amtrak yet. Just gonna apply some braking because it's not slowing down. Gonna get down to 130. Go. It's at 30, and I can apply some more power. And we are now clear for 145. Now, I'm not sure if access and ATC is automatic on this train. I didn't turn any of the signals on. Uh, but I'm actually going off of my screen to the right with my track speed and my aspects. I really don't like knowing what's coming up. So I took the timeline off. I don't like seeing if I have a green or red light, and I kind of feel like it's cheating. You know, like if you're actually driving a train, would you know what's coming up like 300 meters away from you without seeing the light? I don't think so. And also, if you have route knowledge, you would actually know how fast you need to be at a certain area. And I had speed at 127 and it never came down. Already at 125. Clear for 125. 24 miles to Newark Penn Station. I believe this is New Brunswick. Yep. Start coming down a little bit. And we're gonna hop outside. Yeah, it is our first Amtrak train. As we get our first tilt. Actually, did I check to see if the tilt was on? Enabled. Okay. And I'm speeding. $17 to Newark Penn Station. $13 to Newark Penn Station. $11 to Newark Penn Station. just over 8 miles to Newark Penn Station. Dropping down for the 80. As we pass by another Acela. Just under 6 miles to Newark Penn. As we can now get to 110. Four miles to Newark Penn. As we pass through Newark International Airport, aka Liberty, EWR. Which ironically is not in Newark. And we have a 35 coming up. Just going to acknowledge. Go. ALP 46. As we are now on approach to Newark Penn Station. Just gonna hop out for a little bit. As we look at downtown Newark. That's the weekway section over there. There's a lot going on in this train, but I'm not jumping in yet. I'll just take a peek. Yeah, I'm good. I believe this is the biggest city in New Jersey. As you see the Prudential Center where the New Jersey Devils play. To the left. That big red building with the circular sides. Gonna hop back in. I need to be braking here. Being restricted to 20. On a downhill gradient. Bells on. As we enter the station. Most American trains announce themselves as they enter the station. It's usually about a mile out. Start slight braking here. This is Newark Penn Station. The doors will be opening on the left. And we have a red signal. Got to set up for a flyaway. I always like using this bridge. This bridge is cool. Sitting on red. The next stop will be New York Penn Station. New York Penn Station, our last and final stop. Two trains ahead of us, still sitting on red. Right. Hey, what's going on, Golden State Gaming? Long time no hear. All right, and we just got the green. We are clear for 30. Leaving the platform. I'm going to set up a flyway. All right, and we can get up to 45. I'm actually going to leave the speed set off. As we pass through Harrison, where the Red Bull plays. Next stop is New York, Penn. Golden State Gaming, where are you driving to today? The speed set is still on, so I'm going to have to use it. Seven and a half miles to New York Penn Station. And we're clear 90, but I'm just going to stay at 60. Got to come back down once we hit this bridge coming up. I'm actually going to hop out and as we take a look at the lovely state of New Jersey. Hoboken is over there. We are on our way to Secaucus. Just on the other side of the bridge. I'll get up to 75 as we approach Secaucus. All right, next is should be a 60 entering the tunnel. I'll acknowledge. And I see the 60 on my screen to the right. And there's the 60 up there. I do know this section pretty well. $60 in the tunnel. 15 on the other side on approach to New York Penn Station. As we enter the tunnel. As we travel under the Hudson River. And they want me to drop to 45. I'll acknowledge. And there's the 30 approach caution. Drop down, acknowledge. One mile to a 15 on approach to New York Penn Station. One mile to our final destination of New York Penn Station. Just dropping down to our final approach speed. Welcome to New York City. This is Penn Station. Our final destination. We are on track number 10. I really did enjoy hopping in this Acela. It's been a while since I actually drove this thing on Train Some World anyway. Wish I remembered the shortcuts for my speed set. But it was still fun to actually play it. It's been a while. And I'm also playing this on my console on PS5. So I'm not used to playing on controller anymore because I like to play Train Sim Classic, and that's on my computer. I do have Train Sim World on my computer, but all of my routes are on the console. So naturally, with all the new routes, I wanted it for my console because that's where all my layers would be. But I don't know. I'll slowly build up my library on computer. But this is New York Penn Station. Doors are opening on the right. And they always make Penn Station look so dark. But this is New York Penn Station, my home. Right, locking the doors. Never noticed that the panel opens like it's got a guard. Doors are locked. There we go. Okay, well, that was the Acela train leaving Trenton to New York Penn Station. And I actually had fun with that. It's been a while since I've driven this on Train Sim World, but it was still fun. And I actually had fun with all the routes. Staying in America today. We first started off in the Arrow, heading out to Summit, leaving Hoboken. And our second run, we left off of the Metro North Railroads, off the Harlem line, from North White Plains down to Grand Central Terminal. And now we've just finished our run in the Acela train, leaving Trenton to New York Penn. And I've had fun with all three. And I don't know, I feel like I want to do more. But that's actually for another time. Right now, I'm going to have to sign off. And I don't know, maybe I'll be back on later. We'll see. Turn that down a little bit. It's just a little too loud. But I want to thank you guys for actually rocking with me today. It's been a little bit. I don't think I streamed last week. So I'm a little rusty, first to admit it. Was working on some things as well. But I don't know. I might do a couple more streams between now and Saturday. just so I can get back into the habit. I have a night Riviera run that I want to do. Maybe I'll do that one later for 4 hours. And I also want to do some stuff out in the UK. Always like the UK train, so that should be fun as well. But who knows? But until then, whether I see you later on tonight or this weekend, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.